Hello, everybody. Welcome back again. This is our official last recording for the
Wow.
English
Oh
Premier
man.
League season 2024-2025 season.
Wow. Season is
So much to recap, so much to talk about. We're going to be talking about predictions. We're going to talk about, some of the things that have happened during the season. But before we go ahead real quick, please click that like, share, subscribe button. We need to feel the love from you guys. Give us some love. Give us some love. How you guys feeling? Biodun, Charles, you feeling it? You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's the
Chelsea's
final week of the league.
Charles's face is looking the way Chelsea's season has gone, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Wow. Straight bullet.
let me bring up. See, I think he's frozen at the moment.
He says a lot. Be happier next week, hopefully.
Anyway, let's bring up the fixtures. So let's kick it off right away. We're gonna look at predictions for Sunday. As you guys might be aware, all the games happen simultaneously, so all the games start at the same time. Interestingly enough, the only thing really left to decide are the European places for the season. So we already know who's first. Arsenal are most likely going to be second due to their superior goal difference. We already know that the three clubs who got promoted are all heading back down in the form of Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton. That said, let's get right into it. I'm gonna kick it off with Bournemouth versus Leicester, and I'll hand that one over to you, Biodun.
I think Bournemouth is taking this one. Both teams, Bournemouth is the only one that has something to play for. They're trying to see if they can make the European place, possibly European Conference League. So Bournemouth to take this one. I'll say 3-1. Actually, Leicester, are they going to score? I don't know. 3-0.
They've started scoring again. Jamie Vardy
Yeah.
had one last weekend.
Yeah, that was for the St. Fort party. So yeah, they're playing away to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth will try to see if they can still, make Europa Conference League. They'll give it a
You
try.
bring up a really good point, Biodun. Bournemouth are still in the running for the
Yeah.
European League places. Let's take a look at what the league looks like. So like I said, Liverpool is first. We know that they've won the league. Arsenal are second. Most likely, no one is going to close that gap of scoring 8 goals in the last game. The teams that I have, City has the chance to close that gap if they score 8 goals, and maybe Arsenal loses. Anyway, plus minus 4 difference, somehow getting us to the same number of goals. I think that's unlikely to happen. But speaking of Bournemouth is here in 53. I actually don't think Bournemouth can get into Europe anymore. I think that's how good. So
Oh
the
yeah.
teams
So
who are in
next is
contention are
56. Yeah. So
City, Newcastle,
Brentford.
Chelsea, Villa,
I actually
Nottingham
have a
Forest.
question. With
Mhm.
with Tottenham winning and going to Europe, going to Champions League, what
Champions
happens
League.
to this? What happens to this table now?
So what is going to happen is, regardless, England still gets 5 spots based on their
Okay.
performances in European competitions. They are
So they get
guaranteed a
6.
5th place. So
Six.
now England will have 6 teams in the European Champions League or the UEFA Champions League next season. So
Okay.
that said, with Liverpool and Arsenal potentially first and second, you have 3 more spots left for the Champions League. And as it stands, Forest, Villa, Chelsea, United, and City are the 5 teams battling it out for those 3 spots. Um, Brighton is out of it because there's a 7-point gap to 7th place. Brentford are out of it as well.
But
So now we start to get into Europa League places.
quick
Yes.
question for you. So number 8 goes to Europa Conference League.
Number 6 and 7,
6.
I believe, go to Europa League.
No.
6th and 7th.
It's going to be only 6 because Crystal Palace will be taking the second spot.
Correct. Okay, right. So Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, so they get the spot in the Europa League. So only the 6th will, and then the 7th goes to the Conference League.
Conference League, yeah.
Okay, so
And depending on if Chelsea win the Conference League,
hold on.
they could
So only
also get an
7th,
Europa
only
League.
7th goes to Conference League.
7th will go to Conference League.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it in simple terms, Biodun. 6 teams are going to Champions League. Spurs plus the top 5. That's gone.
Confirmed. Yep.
2 teams are going to the Europa League. Crystal Palace and whoever is number 6.
Yep.
Yes. Now, if Chelsea wins the Conference League and don't make Champions League, God forbid, then it will be Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Then that means number 6.
If Chelsea finishes 6th.
No. Yeah. Even if Chelsea finishes 7th. If Chelsea finishes out of the top 6, but they win
you win Conference League.
It will be Crystal Palace and Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Then the number 6 or 7, whichever number that whoever is next goes to Conference League.
Right.
My question is, how many teams are going to Conference League?
Only one.
It has to be only one.
Okay. Yes. 2 for Europa, 1 for Conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was that FA Cup that Man United won last season that helped them to get
Europa.
That get them to Europa because they finished outside of the top 8, right?
Yeah. So you can
so they are Spurs
here.
So, go ahead.
So Champions League has blue, orange is Europa League. You can see that here. So 5.
Yeah.
Number 6 goes there.
There's just no symbol for. So the green is Conference League qualification, so they still have to play a match.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense. So Chelsea will lose both the final and they will still not make top 5. Yeah.
Will you buke it? Chelsea wins the Conference League. Chelsea wins against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea goes to the Champions League. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the fixtures.
So back to the fixtures. Okay. Fulham against Man City.
Who is taking it?
Charles.
Yeah, I think I'll give this to Man City. I think it will be a tough game because Fulham thinks they're still playing for Europe. They think they still have a chance. But I think City
go back to the table. I thought there was a cutoff. Yeah, there was a cutoff because look at it, it's 58. Yeah. It's 58. They're out.
Yeah, so I think everyone is trying to jump on that Brighton number 8 spot. But anyways, if they
win, Brentford is the only one that can get to number 8.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so that makes City is going to be a walkover for City. So yeah, I'm giving it to City. Maybe not a walkover, but I think City got what it takes to crush for a City victory. Is my prediction.
Cool.
Sorry, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. Whoever finishes 8th can qualify for the Conference League. Okay.
Can or cannot?
Can.
Yes.
So it depends on if Chelsea finish 7th and win the Conference League final. In that scenario, Chelsea would be there in the Europa League, but because they're 7th, the 8th team will take that spot. So it really depends on how Chelsea performs.
A lot to write on
their
Chelsea.
Final match and the final.
But if it ends like this today, right now, Villa and Crystal Palace goes to Europa, Nottingham Forest goes to Conference.
So what I'm saying is if Chelsea win the Conference League but finish 6th, England will have 3 teams in the Europa League, including the team that finishes 7th, and none in the Conference League.
I believe that team will be knocked out because Crystal Palace and Chelsea will take the spot.
So
that team will be knocked down to Conference League, just as Man U knocked us to Conference League last year.
There will be no team in the Conference League.
There will be. I mean, Chelsea wins the Conference League.
There will be 3 teams. If they win the Conference League and finish 6th, right? There will be 3 teams in the Europa, including Forest. So let's say it ends. Let's say Villa finish 5th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Chelsea misses out of the
top 5
Champions League spots. Chelsea, Crystal Palace, and Forest will be in the Europa League. There will be none in the Conference League.
And there will be no one in the Conference League.
There will be no one in the Conference League.
Are we
Okay.
sure about that though, or things will change?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. That's interesting.
All right. So realistically, Brentford. So yeah, maybe Brentford and Brentford. So it all depends on. It all comes down to how Chelsea perform at the end of the day.
Yeah. So let's just say it ends this way, which is what I'm predicting. Chelsea in Champions League, Villa in Europa.
It will not end this way.
It will
Maybe.
went better. Chelsea's going above. All right, let's keep going.
All right. So you said Man City to take that one. All right.
Yes.
Ipswich, West Ham. I'm gonna take a 2-2 draw for this Ipswich West Ham game. West Ham have been inconsistent. I don't know what Graham Potter needs to do over the summer. West Ham are building. They bought a lot of players. They brought Graham Potter in. I don't know what we'll see, but I think Ipswich will try to give their fans one last hurrah, and I'm expecting a draw, or even maybe an Ipswich win. But I'll go for the draw.
Okay.
All right, Liverpool, Crystal Palace. Biodun. I know you're mad at the way Liverpool is selling us, but
Biodun's
let's have it. Let's have it.
I mean, there's nothing to play for, so both of them. The season is over. Crystal Palace is guaranteed a place in a row. So I don't know if they will stress this one out. I think Liverpool is going to field the same team they played against. What's the name? Brighton, or probably fewer than that, and give everybody else that hasn't played a lot the opportunity to play this last game. But there's something about an home game for Liverpool that they might want to take serious. So I would say the worst result here is going to be a draw. I'm just going to put it as a draw.
Okay.
If there's any winner, it's going to be Liverpool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And a game that affects Charles's future.
Yeah. So Chelsea's taking that. No. Oh, Charles. Is Charles taking that one?
Yeah,
I'm coming to Charles. Yeah. Man United versus Aston Villa. So for our viewers, this affects Chelsea because Aston Villa are also battling for that Champions League spot. So if Villa win this game and Chelsea don't, so currently Villa is below Chelsea, right? Villa need to at least hope for a better result than
Villa
Chelsea.
Is below because
so
of
win or a draw. Yeah, it's just goal difference. So if they win and Chelsea draw their game,
the
or
only
they draw and Chelsea lose,
result for Villa is a win.
I agreed.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is if they draw and Chelsea loses, they'll go above. But
I know it's just
the fact that they are going to.
Yeah, it's a risky thing for them. They should win, and if they can score more goals, they should score a lot of goals.
Don't worry about it.
Charles, what's your prediction? We want your
so at this point in time,
unbiased prediction for this game.
At this point, I'm gonna make an announcement. The days of telling you what I want and what I predict are over. I'm going to imagine. I'm going to imagine them together now. What I want is what I predict.
Good. Okay, let's have it.
Man U is going to come back in this game strong after losing to the Europa League. Man U, they're angry. This is at home. Amorim needs to fix what's going on, so they're going to get a win in this game, just for bragging rights.
Are you done? Can I say something, Ayo?
Do you need?
I'm just wondering because Man U have been angry a lot this season, but
it's the final day. The anger will show forth.
I mean, 18 losses doesn't feel like the anger comes through a lot. But hey, what do over to you?
That's why I wanted to say something because I don't know what this guy is talking about. This guy in blue, I don't know what he's talking about. So Charles, I just want to remind you of some things, right? So said they're angry. Mm-hmm. Actually, they don't need to be angry. They need to calm down and be nice. Anyway, I don't think they can win. Again, anyone can win, but I don't think it's going to be a good thing. Number one, there is nothing that they're playing for. They won't relegate. They already know that. They're not climbing up to do anything. They lost the Europa final. Their spirit is down. They are sad. At this point, the manager is calling on people that will still want to play for the club. You see what I mean? So it's rather going to look at the dressing room and just look at people that are interested. At this point, honestly, most of these players are just looking forward to the holidays. they're looking forward to jetting out and going to, one nice beach for the rich ones, private beach, and just, chill out and rest. So last season, remember when it went down to the wire, Arsenal went to Man United and still beat them. So when you talk about bragging right, do you know how many home games that Man United have lost? They just lost one 2 weekends ago, right, to West Ham. West Ham went there and beat them. So forget this season.
That's a poor
West Ham. It's not changing my prediction.
Only win.
Yeah.
The only win in the last 5.
Exactly. So forget any home game for Man United this season. That has not happened. That pride is gone out of the window.
That explanation is not changing my prediction.
Yeah, I know. Stick to your prediction, but I'm just trying to counter that to say I think this is a good opportunity for Aston Villa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me backtrack a little bit. I'll give them a draw. I'll give them a draw. Maybe Man U won't win. I'll give them a draw. A draw for Manchester United.
I might surprise you though. Maybe.
Or you still don't think
stick to your prediction.
No, I'm giving you my prediction. My prediction is a draw. Do you think that can happen?
Yeah, I think that can happen. Okay. Yeah. Again, I was just speaking on the side of Aston Villa that this is a good opportunity for them to take.
Oh yeah, I know where you. I know where your mind is at. We all know. All right, going on. A draw for Villa and a draw for Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. Chelsea still goes through. So
going on to Newcastle Everton, I'm expecting Newcastle to win this game. Newcastle should, wrap up their Champions League qualification and finish. So Newcastle right now are sitting in 4th. I expect them to win that last game against Everton. Everton have already done their send-off. There's nothing left for Everton to play for. They're not relegated. They've shut down what's the name of their stadium now? It's escaping me.
Everton.
Merseyside.
Not
Merseyside.
Goodison Park.
Goodison Park. So Goodison Park is being shut down after 133 years. And they already had their last game. So
I always
Newcastle win.
Stadiums that are shut down.
I think the
female. What about it?
The Everton team, the Everton female team are going to take over it.
Yeah, the built a new one. That's why.
All right. Forest Chelsea comes to Biodun.
Oh Lord.
Oh, thank you very much. Chelsea. A win for Nottingham Forest. Chelsea is going to get lost in the Forest again, like they did in the first leg. They will get lost. They won't be able to locate them. By the time they're looking for them, it will be too late for them to come back with Real Betis. So it's going to be back-to-back loss. So Nottingham Forest for the win. Chelsea, whatever 6 or 7 that they should end up with. Yeah, out of Europe. I don't want to see them in Europe. Thank you. The real Europe.
That's what you want, but that's not what will happen.
Okay. Nottingham Forest, if you're listening, please win this.
They ain't listening, Biodun.
As a matter of fact, I hope you are fit. I want you to go and score.
Wow. Ayo, let's move on.
We wish Taiwan would be a good recovery.
Speedy recovery, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Charles, incidentally, the Arsenal game comes to you.
You couldn't have
give us
return the favor.
Give us your thoughts. As you said, you're merging both what you want and what you wish for. So let's have your singular results on this game, please.
Unlike you, Biodun, I'm a very nice guy. I'll let Arsenal win this one. Not only because it doesn't change.
I dare you to predict otherwise.
Hold on. Hey, Southampton got a draw with City. Anything can happen. Not only because Arsenal win, loss, draw, doesn't matter. They're going to remain second. 3 peats, back-to-back 3 times, 3 seasons in a row. But Arsenal did us a favor by beating Newcastle last weekend. So that gave us a chance to be close to Newcastle.
We did ourselves a favor.
We can push for upward.
We did ourselves a favor.
Thanks.
You see, because you are predicting rubbish.
Sounds good.
Your head is turned around. Because you are predicting rubbish.
You're upside down.
That's what I was very rubbish.
we hear you, but you're upside down.
Whatever is going on.
Going on to Spurs Brighton. So I'm going to take this. I will call for a draw in this game. So it's interesting. Spurs won their first trophy in 17 years. I believe their last trophy was in the League Cup in the 07-08 season. Brighton are still trying to see maybe they'll get into Europe, I believe. But I think this will just end in a draw. So that's my take on that. Over to you, Biodun. Wolves versus Brentford again, another almost meaningless game, but
yeah, that's can we leave this one to as a draw? I mean, I don't know where Kunwa's head is.
So for those who haven't heard, Cunha is going through to Manchester United. Reports coming
that's
through.
Not confirmed.
It's not confirmed yet.
No, because tomorrow morning might change his mind.
Okay, a rumor at the moment, but everything seems to play European
football.
Agreed.
He wants to play European football, so the restaurant that wants to buy the food he wants, they don't have the food. So he's going to go to another restaurant.
All right, we'll see how that goes. Okay, well, rumors are linking Cunha with Manchester United at the moment. So another draw in the Wolves-Brentford game. All right, so I think that gets us through to the end of this season.
I said Cunha may be joining us now. You never know. It's no possibility.
Oh no, that ship already sold. We talked about that already.
Speaking of that, you guys stay tuned to us over the summer. We're going to be bringing you updates on transfers as we have it. We'll also be covering the Club World Cup. The season is over for the English Premier League, but we love football, so we're still going to be here. That said, let's do some quick recaps, for this season. And I'll just get you guys' thoughts. Manager of the season.
So, without bias, without any beef, without any hate, I'll give it to Slots because of the obvious reasons. So, yeah, and Slots.
Okay. Charles, are you in agreement? Charles, you were kind of getting back in alignment there, but you turned your camera and you look like you were coming back. You're giving our viewers a
vertigo.
Keep going. One more turn.
What's going on?
Okay, now you're back. Well done.
Now I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, now you can give us facts and we don't have to doubt what you say.
I agree. For once, one of these days, once in a while I agree. I do agree with Biodun. So yeah. Yeah, slot. No doubt. No doubt.
And I think it's unanimous for me. I'll go with Anslot as well. It's impressive to come into this league and win your first time around. A few have done it. Conte has done it. I believe Ancelotti too did it. But
both at Chelsea.
There we go, Slot.
City manager Mancini did it also.
Right. Okay. Player of the season. Who is you guys' player of the season?
Mohamed Salah.
I want to give it to Salah also, but I feel like at the end of the season he just downturned.
Because the job was done.
I mean, for me, yes. I look at the numbers, and the numbers don't lie.
But he downturned even before the job was done, though.
Well, when you do too much job, that will cover the rest. That's part of
it. When you look at this 28 goals, not as a forward, but as a right winger. Again, not just goals, but also assists. 18 assists. Like no one else is near him in that category. He pretty much won the league for the team. So
okay.
For me, no question, player of the season.
Fair. I'll give it to him.
All right. Who is you guys' young player of the season?
Oidson, Beaumont.
Nah.
The defender going to Real Madrid.
Lewis Kelly is mine.
Actually, I take that back. It might be Lewis Kelly. But he came late. Oidson started playing. So I think if you look at his stats, Oidson probably played more games than MLS.
Yeah, but where Oidson's team is ending and where Lewis Kelly's team is ending, so worlds apart.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to give.
You said youngest, and I think Skelly is actually younger. So
yeah.
Right.
The interesting thing, I believe he wasn't actually officially nominated for the award. But it is my. So let's look that up real quick. Young.
That's enough. I mean, who else is there?
I mean, you have
Saliba is there.
Saliba is still young.
Kekes should be there.
Yeah, Saliba is
I like
22, I believe.
Saliba is still young. Interesting.
Where do I find that actually?
One area on the list, yeah, he's young, but I don't think he did a lot in the Premier League, in my opinion. Lewis Kelly was MLS, like Biodun will call him.
There we go.
It was phenomenal.
MLS basically saved Arteta because it wasn't part of the plan. Yeah, because let the truth be told, MLS wasn't the plan for the season as the first team, right? It was Zinchenko, and to deputize for Zinchenko was Calafiori that had a lot of injury.
Yeah.
So MLS was a revelation that turned out to win the shirt. Remember, there were 3 people that could play that position. We had Tierney, Zinchenko, and Calafiori.
5 actually.
And it took.
Remember, Tierney was out on loan, right?
No, Tierney came back.
He was out
for this season. No, he came back.
We had Calafiori. You forget Timber. The plan was for White to get
right. I'm not counting Timber on the left anymore because Ben White basically was injured. So he was basically covering on that side on the right. Yeah. But you had 3 other people that could have played that role: Zinchenko, Calafiori, and Tierney. And he was the revelation, and they took the shirt and they never gave it back.
Yeah. So I agree with that as well. Okay. Any other final thoughts you guys have on this?
Yeah, so I have one thing. So I'm rooting for my guy. I don't like him, but he has really done very. I like him, but I don't like him like that because of some stupid stuff he does sometimes. But I'm really rooting for him to get the Golden Gloves. So it's between Raya and Sels, Nottingham Forest. So Chelsea, I'm begging you, just score 1 goal, but let Nottingham Forest score 3 goals. So let the game be 3-1. So do not let Sels get.
But if we score 1 and you guys also concede, then it's going to be a tie, right?
It's going to be a tie. I think they'll give it to both of them.
I think
so.
Why don't you both of them get? Southampton scores, we score.
Give it to Raya. No, Southampton should not score. I mean, Saliba is not going to play. So in case you guys don't know, he has a hamstring. Then Timber is going to have a surgery.
He already had.
He already had it.
So what if you only get 1? What if you only get 1?
That game, I think they should take the game serious and play for Raya. To be honest, I want them to play for Raya, win the game, clean sheets, make it 14. I think Chelsea will score 1. So
if Raya gets the Golden Glove, then Chelsea should win. Is that fine with you?
No. 3-1. Score 1 goal and lose.
You can't get both.
Absolutely not.
You can only take 1.
Okay. Anyway, I'm rooting for my guy, Raya, to win the Golden Gloves. And Sales are both on 13 clean sheets. I mean, we had some horrible results. By now, that clean sheet should have been like 16 or 17, like some stupid mistakes. Like Crystal Palace, that mess up by Saliba, that was nonsense. Bournemouth game, rubbish. So there were games that they should have just, secured and helped the guy, but it was still good. He saved us against Newcastle. He had some really good saves. Against
many times he's had some excellent saves over the season.
So I think he deserves something. Yeah.
Fair. I think he will get it because Chelsea's gonna beat Newcastle. I mean Nottingham Forest mercilessly. So Raya will get it.
You realize you're going to their home, right?
It doesn't matter. When did home and away start matching? All those things.
You won't have Jackson.
So we didn't have Jackson in the last game and we won.
Which one? Against United. Okay, you're counting that as a game. Okay.
Yes, now.
Man United.
Every game counts. So.
It's every game.
I know. I mean, it's Man United, so it's okay. Right. We'll see what you will do. I know you play with all your life. Like those players, like the way they celebrated the Man U win was like they won the trophy. So I know it's going to be tough for Nottingham Forest. This is when Nuno has to really manage that game. And who
you were in our shoes, would you celebrate us?
What did you say?
If you were in our shoes, would you celebrate after you beat Man U?
No, because I mean 1.5 billion spent, 45 players.
Take us away.
And you are,
This
and you are
1.5 billion
struggling,
salary.
and you are struggling to
It's not
qualify
your
for
1.5
Champions
billion.
League. That's embarrassment, man.
But that's actually a factual number.
It's
though.
one game.
Like, going to exaggerate a lot, but that's
I
actually
know,
a factual
but like
number.
I said, it's not Biodun's 1.5 billion. It's not Biodun's. You need to stop complaining about it. It is not his money. The people who spend the money are not complaining. So let's move on.
All right, guys. If you've stuck with us this far, thank you so much. We'll be back with you. Just stay tuned. We love you. Thank you so much for subscribing, sharing. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Awesome.